Morning, everyone. Welcome to Through the Mud Yoga. My name is Charlie, as always. Thank you for being here. I'm going to keep today a little simple. It was a lesson I learned along the way. I guess I'll share the little story with you to give you a little background on my experience in meditation. I guess I'll get into the complete story, but the first time I ever studied meditation, really formally, I think I had a 4-week workshop with what I would consider, my main meditation teacher at the moment. And then really, outside of that 4-week workshop, I was more or less on my own for the first, I'd say over a year and a half or so, just kind of, maybe taking advice here and there, kind of exploring it a little bit, but I was really just cultivating my own experience. And the first time I really dived into it was in a group setting, or really anything of real formality, was a week-long silent meditation retreat. So I really was trying to figure out how to meditate a lot on my own. And I remember leading up to that, I was very nervous. I didn't know if I was meditating, like I said, am I meditating correctly? Am I meditating the wrong way? I kind of wanted to, in some ways, be told what I should be doing. And I was leading up to this meditation retreat. I'd signed up for in advance. I was very excited, and I kind of knew, without having been on it, that it was going to be something amazing. I had that feeling. I was going to go so deep inside myself, and I knew what I was dealing with was real, and it was deep, and I was ready for that. And maybe a month or two prior, maybe a little, maybe 3 months prior, the meditation teacher was doing a workshop, and I drove down and let them know, hey, I signed up for your meditation retreat. I'm really excited. And what I had been doing, because I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to sit for periods of time, like, the correct way to sit in meditation, seated, I was playing a lot of music. So I would sit there, put on, different types of music, and just try to be still, but allowed the music to kind of guide my experience. And I think similar to guided meditation, when you have influences like music, when you have, say, a voice to guide you along and kind of give you instruction, that's going to shape your experience. And I always advocate, and I do think the most effective meditation practice is one of silence, where those external factors aren't shaping your experience. You create the space and the silence to go inside yourself and have your own experience. And again, it's not to say that guided meditations aren't very helpful. It's not to say I don't even use guided meditations from time to time today. It's okay, right, to have music sometimes, especially as a beginner maybe, or especially as someone, maybe you're looking for just to relax a little bit. But I was really nervous leading up to this workshop, right? I had to be Mr. Meditation. Trust me, at the time I thought my awakening made me a genius. I can't tell you how profound my experience was, how real it was, and I was convinced that I figured out the key to everything. Now I'll tell you this, looking back on it, I started to figure out some things about myself and my own experiences. And sure, you can project a little bit from your own experiences to the collective nature of humanity. And you can get out there a bit and, get into maybe some deeper stuff when you start to get into maybe who you are, what you are. You kind of start existing on a different frequency, and that's kind of fun to explore that, and it's kind of perhaps magical. But back to the simple story. So we had the little workshop, And I went up to him. I was very nervous, right? I'm very nervous interacting with teachers or just interacting with anyone in general. Coming out of myself, being my true self, was something that was very difficult to do. And I said, hey, Josh, I'm getting really excited for your retreat. Can't wait. You know, I'm practicing a lot. You know, I'm really building up to this, right? I was being maybe a little too active, but I go, but I've been sitting for long periods of time, but I've been listening to music to do it. You know, I don't think I'm doing it right. What do you think? And he said, you know, obviously, like all meditation teachers, you know, he kind of thought for a second, you know. He goes, oh, that sounds fun. And that was it. I remember leaving and go, oh, wow, you know? maybe meditation is okay. It's okay to be fun sometimes. You know, you don't always have to sit here and be stoic or be monk-like or Buddha-like, right? You can have fun with it, you know. And it was a pretty cool lesson to learn, and it was pretty nice to know that, hey, you know, yeah, it's still meditation, right? You know, I think maybe it was, I don't know the exact quote, and I know it was kind of passed down to me, but it's like, you know, just the intention of sitting to cultivate mindfulness is meditation, and that can be in many forms, you know? So that's really the lesson, or the thought I had today was, wow, that was a pretty cool experience to know that, yeah, I was going to be sitting in stillness and sitting in silence. And through that, yes, magical things happened. A deep, divine inquiry into not just the ego experience, but something far beyond that. Something that really can't be described in words was going to happen, and still happens to this day when I have that space and that silence. But along the way, it was okay to have those maybe fun experiences. Maybe sometimes I put on blissful music. Maybe sometimes that music was a little angrier and helped me get in touch with some of those negative emotions that I needed to let go, but I needed to make sense of and be present with. And sometimes the music helped. And you know, I want to get into eventually a story about a particular song, but I'll leave that for another time. And I just want to say, it's okay to meditate your way and have fun with it. Remember that. This is a tough thing, but you can have fun. And if you kind of shape your own experience and start to, you know, realize that you are your best teacher, that's going to open up a lot. And those are my thoughts for this morning. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for being here. Enjoy Through the Mud Yoga.